Hey guys, tonight we're going to be talking about relationships among angles. I'm going to show you 4 different properties of some different types of angles, and I want you to know that these properties are only true if we're working in degrees, not radians, but degrees. So tonight we will be using only degrees. Okay, let's get started. A central angle, remember, is an angle that is centered at the center of the circle. They have the same degree measure as the arc they subtend. So if the measure of the central angle is 50 degrees, that means the measure of the arc that it subtends is 50 degrees, okay? So that one's easy to remember. An inscribed angle that is on the diameter of the circle is a right angle. See how this one, the segment COB, is the diameter of the circle? And we know that because this arc right here in red is 180 degrees. It's what it says right there. So that defines segment COB as the diameter of the circle. And see how this inscribed angle is on the diameter? That means that this angle, this inscribed angle, has to be 90 degrees. So inscribed angles on a diameter are always right angles. I want you to notice something else. See how this inscribed angle is 90 degrees and then the arc it subtends is 180 degrees? Well, what do you think about those two numbers? 80 is 2 times 90. Do you think that that has any significance? Well, it turns out that it does, because inscribed angles are half the measure of the arc they subtend. So no matter what this angle is right here, if it's an inscribed angle, the measure of the arc that it subtends is going to be twice the measure of the angle. So if we have the measure of this angle is 45 degrees, that means the measure of the arc that this angle subtends is going to be 90 degrees. Just like in our last example, the measure of the angle was 90 degrees because it was a right angle, so the arc that it subtended was 180 degrees. Lastly, we're going to put a couple of these facts together. What if we have an inscribed angle and a central angle that happen to intercept the same arc? Well, by putting those other 2 facts together, we know a central angle is double the measure of the inscribed angle when they intercept the same arc. And that's true because the measure of the central angle is the same as the measure of the arc, and the measure of the inscribed angle is half the measure of the arc. So that means the measure of the inscribed angle has to also be half the measure of the central angle whenever they intercept the same arc. And that's all for tonight, guys. Thank you.